I hope you all are good and fine at your homes. So in today's session, we will see basic proportionality theorem. In short, it is also known as BPT. Sometimes same theorem is called as Thales theorem. Okay, so first we will see the statement of BPT. What is the statement of BPT? See, BPT says that in a triangle, first we will take one triangle. Okay, so here we are having one triangle. Name this as A, B, C. What BPT, what is the statement of BPT is if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle. So first we will see one line and we will draw it parallel to one side of a triangle. One side means you can take, we are having three sides in the triangle. Okay, AB, AC and BC. So any one side you can consider and you can take this line parallel to that side. Okay, now here I have taken this BC as my considered side and I will take the line parallel to BC. Okay, now suppose this parallel line is cutting the other two sides. See, first side is this BC. Okay, why? Because I have considered this parallel line parallel to the first side, that is BC. Now other two sides will be AB and AC. So we will consider that this line which is drawn parallel to the one side will be cutting the two other sides at point D and point E. Okay, now according to BPT, this says that AD, if this line is drawn parallel to one side of the triangle, then it divides the other two sides in the same proportionality. Okay, see what is the statement? Same proportionality means AD upon BD will be equal to AE upon EC. Same thing we have to prove mathematically. Okay, this is the statement of BPT. Once again, I would like to repeat myself that if a line is drawn parallel to any one side of a triangle, here I have considered BC as one side. Okay, then it will divide the other two sides in the same proportionality. Okay, that is AD upon DB will be equal to AE upon EC. This is only we have to prove. So here we will start our proof. Now I am going to erase this and we will start our proof. So first we will start with solution. Now what we have been given, first we will record that, we will write that what is given. We have been given DE is parallel to BC. Okay, now what is next given? Next, nothing given. Okay, what else we have to do? Next we have to write construction. Here in this question, what we will have to do construction? See, first we will join this B to E with a dotted line. This will show that you are doing construction from your side. Okay, then C to D and then D to, we will drop one perpendicular here at side AE. Similarly, we will drop one perpendicular to side AD of triangle ADE. Okay, you can show this as perpendiculars here like this also. Perpendicular, these are perpendiculars. Okay, so in construction we will have to write here join B to E, then C to D, then draw perpendiculars. Suppose this is N and this is point M. Okay, now draw perpendicular DN upon, draw DN perpendicular AE and EM perpendicular AD. These are the constructions that we will have to draw before proving the BPT. Okay. Now here we will start our proof. So here we will write proof. Okay. Now what basically we have to do here in this question, students, first I will explain you, then after we will do it. Okay. First we will calculate the area of this triangle ADE. Okay, with different bases. First we will consider its base as AD, then we will consider its base as AE. Okay, when you will consider this its base as AD, then its perpendicular will be EM, and when you will consider its base as AE, its perpendicular will be DN. Okay, why I am explaining you? Because we have to basically calculate the area of triangle ADE and then area of triangle BBE and EDC. Then we will divide them, and then we will find the proportionality of the other two sides of the triangle. Okay. Now, so as I told you, first we will find out the area of triangle ADE. Now, if you will find the area of triangle ADE, students, look at my hand. So, as I told you, first we will consider this AD as our base. Okay. So, its area will be half into base means AD into height means in on AD we are having its height as EM. Pay attention here, students. Okay. See here, when we are considering AD as our base, then EM will be its height. Okay. Now similarly we will proceed further by finding out the area of this triangle DBC. DBC. Okay. When DBE. Okay. Now we will find out the area of triangle DBE. Now, before finding out the area of triangle DBE, first we will see here one triangle. First we will see here one obtuse type of triangle. Here we are not having obtuse type of triangle. So here I will draw in rough and then I will explain you. Okay. Suppose here we are having one obtuse type of triangle. Now, how to draw the perpendicular of this obtuse type of triangle? Suppose we are having this triangle ABC. Okay. So it's a perpendicular. The perpendicular of this triangle means if we are considering this BC as its base, then its height will be perpendicular will be drawn here. Okay, suppose this is D. So this AD will be its perpendicular which is lying outside the triangle in case of obtuse type of triangle. Okay, similarly here also see this is obtuse type of triangle. Okay, triangle DBE is obtuse type of triangle. Okay, where its height will be EM outside the triangle. You can relate that figure. See here this figure. Triangle DBE, its height will be EM. Similarly, triangle ABC, its height will be AD, which is outside the triangle. Here also height is outside the triangle. I hope you understand and you will be able to get it. Okay. So when you will calculate the area of triangle DBE, then you will get half into base. Base is BD and height is EM again. Okay. So here we have calculated two triangles area ADE and DBE. Similarly, again we will calculate the area of triangle ADE, but this time we will consider its base as AE and perpendicular as DM. And then again we will calculate its area of the triangle ECD. Okay. Now when you will calculate, okay, we will calculate it one by one. Okay. But before that, first we will divide these two area of the triangle. Okay. So when you will divide these two area of the triangle, area ADE upon area of triangle DBE. BE, then you will get half into AD into EM upon half into BD into EM. Now EM and EM will cancel, students, half and half we will cancel. Finally we will get with AD upon BD. See, we got AD upon BD. We got BB or BD, both are same. Okay. Now similarly we will calculate area of ADE. We will calculate half into, now this time we will not consider AD as its base, we will consider AE as its base. So we will consider AE into, now this time our perpendicular will be this DN will be its perpendicular, so DN. Okay. Now similarly we will calculate the area of triangle ECD, area of triangle ECD. Okay, that will be equal to half into ECD. I have already explained you, students. Again we are having this ECD as obtuse type of triangle whose perpendicular will be outside the triangle, that is DN. Okay, why? Because this EC is considered as its base. Okay, so this EC is base and its perpendicular will be outside the triangle. Okay, that will be DN. I have already explained you by drawing here separate figure. I hope you understand it. So directly I am going to calculate the area of triangle ECD as half into EC into, now again, DN. Again we will repeat the same step as we have done earlier. So again we will divide these two areas. If you will divide these two areas, students, then area of triangle ADE upon area of triangle ECD will be equal to half into AE into DN upon half into EC into DN. Again we will cancel both the DN and DN, then half and half, we will left with AE upon EC. You can see, students, in the figure AE upon EC, AE upon EC. Now here one more concept you have to recall, students, that we have studied in 9th standard, that if two triangles are there with same base between the same parallel line, then their areas are equal. What I want to say, that see here this triangle DBE and triangle ECD, these two triangles are on the same base DE. Can you see? Triangle DBE, okay, and triangle ECD are on the same base DE and between the same parallel line DE and BC. Okay, so the area of these two triangles will be equal. What I mean to say, that instead of writing area of triangle ECD, we can write area of triangle. Consider this as equation number 1. Consider this as equation number 2. Now you can write here by modifying this as area of triangle ADE upon area of triangle ECD, but ECD we can write as triangle DBE. Now this will be equal to AE upon EC. Consider this as equation number 3, students. Now compare equation number 1 and equation number 3. See, equation number 1, LHS of equation number 1 and 3 are equal or not? And hence its right side of the equation will also be equal. But here in reason you will have to write, since area of triangle DBE is equal to area of triangle ECD. area of triangle between same parallel lines and same base. Here you will have to mention the reason, because everything in mathematics we have, whatever we are doing, we have to mention the reason. With reason only we have to say. Now, as I was telling you, I was asking you to compare the equation number 1 and equation number 3. So if you will see equation number 1 and equation number 3, we are having its LHS as equal. So we can equate its RHS. So here we will write on comparing equation number 1 and equation number 3, we get, हमें मिलता है, क्या मिलता है? Here you can see in equation number 1 we are having AD upon BD. I hope you can see, students, AD upon BD, and in equation number 3 we are having AE upon EC. Okay, and this was the only demand of our question or BPT that we had to prove, and hence at last we can write as proved. You can see here, students, at the beginning only we have, I told you that if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, it divides the other two sides in the same proportionality. That is, AD upon DB is equal to AE upon EC. Same result we got. AD upon BD is equal to AE upon EC. This is called as BPT, basic proportionality theorem, and sometimes it is called as Thales theorem also. I hope you enjoyed the session and you learned it, and I hope the session was productive for you. Now I will minimize, I will zoom out this, so that if any one of you want to copy this solution, you can easily copy it. So this is your BPT, students. I hope you understand it. Thank you.